officially calling this meeting to order. Please do roll call. Thanks.
Miss Allen?
Here.
Miss Lewis?
Here.
Miss Redden? I'm sorry.
Here.
Miss Reynolds?
Here. We are out of sorts. Okay. Would you like me to move into the swearing in? Okay. We are going to swear in Trustee Lewis now for another term on the board. So I will read the following. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I state your name.
I, Karen R. Lewis,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties
as trustee in and for the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library
as trustee in and for the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws now in effect
and in accordance with the laws now in effect
and hereinafter to be enacted
and hereinafter to be enacted
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
Here, here. All right, and we are now going to move to the director's report.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Ms. Reynolds. Okay, so indeed, we do have, let me get my report pulled up here for everyone. Karen R. Lewis has been reappointed to the board, just for everyone's background, following the expiration of her current term, which happened on September 30th, 2024. Our current Board of Trustees member, Karen R. Lewis, has been reappointed to our library board for a full 7-year term. She'll be serving October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2031.
Oh,
Ms. Lewis
there it
was
is. There.
appointed as
This
a
one or this one?
trustee in 2017 by the Hamilton County Commissioners. She is
Good, good,
currently
good.
the chair of the Development Committee and is a member of the Human Resources and Technology Committees. Ms. Lewis served as board president in 2021. She's a graduate of Roger Bacon High School, just like my own father. Yay! Ms. Lewis received a degree in interdisciplinary studies, elementary education, and teaching from Lane College, and earned 2 Master of Education degrees from Antioch University, McGregor. Ms. Lewis spent 4 years working as a kindergarten and first grade teacher at Mount Healthy Schools before moving to St. Bernard Elementary School, where she served as principal until stepping into the role as the K-4 ELA curriculum manager at Cincinnati Public Schools. Currently, she serves as the principal for the Laughlin School District. Ms. Lewis also volunteers for her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, and is a resident of Montford Heights. Welcome back, Ms. Lewis. Yay! All right. The Library Journal Design Institute is happening here in Cincinnati. As we noted in my August report, our library is hosting a Design Institute later this week at our main library. Library representatives and vendors will participate in a day-long Design Institute on October 10th, with many arriving on October 9th, and they're going to enjoy a tour of several of our new and renovated branch libraries. We highlighted for them Deer Park, Madisonville, Walnut Hills, Price Hill, and West End, and of course Forest Park's on that list as well. New branch locations opening celebration. On September 14th, we celebrate the opening of this new Forest Park branch library at 660 Northland Boulevard. 55 years to the exact day of the 1969 opening of the former Parkville branch, previous name of the Forest Park location over on Waycross. The celebration on that Saturday featured performances from Winwood's marching band and cheerleaders who kicked things off and set a celebratory tone for the entire day. This next generation Forest Park branch represents a $19.2 million investment in our community. We saw more than 2,800 visits on September 14th, registered 90 customers for library cards, and had 954 items checked out on that opening day. We look forward to our new library branch opening in Mount Healthy, where we'll welcome the community into the new branch, which is a former CVS, on Saturday, November 2nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. Our Veterans Day program this year is Monday, November 11th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. The speaker is United States Army and Air Force veteran Kelly Knox. Kelly was honored by the Ohio Department of Veteran Services as a member of the Hall of Fame class of 2016. She's a veteran of the Army and the Air Force, having served in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and the Bosnian War. She is a nationally recognized expert in effective treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder in educating the public and disseminating evidence-based treatment to mental health professionals throughout the country. She's a life member of the Disabled American Veterans and Paralyzed Veterans of America. Kelly retired in 2022 as a clinical consultant and trainer for the National Center for PTSD and as the director of dual diagnosis service at the Cincinnati VA Medical Center. She received her MSW from the University of Texas at Austin. Activities of the program include posting the colors by the Diamond Oaks Career Campus Day ROTC and presentation of wreaths by local vets groups and first responders. New this year is a showcase of the Veterans Memorial Display at the Catherine C. and Thomas E. Hunefeld Story Center. Attendees will be able to browse local veterans' history and record their own stories and memories at the Story Center studio following the program from 11:30 to 12 p.m. on 2 South at Main. I do want to give a special shout out to Michelle Matthews, who herself is a vet and has done a tremendous amount of work to get us restarted for this year's Veterans Day program. We appreciate that. She's been working with our local history department. Thank you, Michelle.
Wow, wonderful.
Right. Some notes about recognition, presentations, and appointments. Our library has been selected as the winner of this year's ASPA GCC, that's the American Society for Public Administration, our Greater Cincinnati chapter, Outstanding Public Service Award winner for our Community Leaders Certificate Program developed in partnership with Cincinnati State Technical and Community College. This award recognizes a program, partnership, or initiative that furthers one or more of ASPA's 4 core values: accountability and performance, professionalism, ethics, and social equity. So also want to give a shout out to Kyla Harden, who's worked so hard to make that program possible,
Wow.
and Molly DeFosse, who
Yeah.
helped make sure we could do the financial support of the folks going through that program. So thank you both very much for that.
Found the money.
I have been selected as a finalist for Cincinnati Business Courier's 2024 C-Suite Awards. The C-Suite Award program honors C-level executives from companies across Greater Cincinnati for their contribution and commitment to the community and their outstanding professional performance. The winner will be announced at a celebration this week on Thursday. And it's an impressive list, so I'm just honored to be on that list. On October 3rd, I presented to executive directors of urban libraries on our FMP process with a focus on transformation of our main library. The session, Reclaiming Cincy's Main Space, will review how we collaborate with library planners and architects to create an integrated approach to transforming library services and spaces. It's my hope that our ideas can serve as a roadmap for how libraries can rethink and renovate outdated buildings to create forward-looking, welcoming, and adaptable spaces on a budget. I've also been asked by ULC to join a new task force of executive directors focused on gaining an understanding of opportunities and building relationships that can impact key issue areas for libraries at a federal level, in particular around infrastructure, economic mobility, workforce development, unfunded civic, social, and human services, intellectual freedom, and education. A little bit more on the ULC. They have an annual leadership forum this year. It's not too far away. It's being held in Philadelphia, October 23rd through 25th. Designed specifically for library executive, deputy directors, marketing and communication leaders, and HR leaders and development executives. The event provides insight and strategies to lead large public libraries into the futures. Sessions will center around the theme of trust, transformation, and tomorrow, addressing the crucial aspect of organizational change and growth for urban public libraries. I'll be attending along with Kathy, Kathy's down there, our Public Services Director, Kyla, who I mentioned, who's our HR Director, Holbrook, our Chief Technology and Logistics Officer. I'll be speaking at a session, again, related to some changes that we've been doing a lot of change at CHPL. The session is Transforming Libraries, Embracing Change in a Dynamic World. And a panel that explores transformative changes libraries are driving to support the well-being of our community and our staff. Finally, Library Journal Director Summit. I'll be joining the public library director level leaders from North America in November down at the Richland Public Library in South Carolina. This annual day-and-a-half interactive thought leadership will spotlight ways that library leaders are effectively tackling the many complex and difficult challenges of library management. That ends my report. Ms. Reynolds, I think it's on to you. And Mr. Hendon, Mr. Hendon, we're here. So
Welcome.
I think maybe HR is next.
Yes, which I think Miss Redden will be reading for
Yes, thank you.
Yes, of course.
This is the report for our Human Resources Committee. Thank you to Kyla Harden for composing it. The Human Resources Committee met October 4, 2024 at the Downtown Main Library. Committee Chair Diane Cunningham Redden, Board President Gregory W. Olson were in attendance. Staff members Paula Bremheger, Molly DeFosse, Kyla Harden were also in attendance. It is the recommendation of the committee that the board accept the following recommendations. Core group benefits. In September, the library received our 2024 medical plan initial renewal quote from Custom Design Benefits, our current medical carrier. The loss ratio, medical claims that CDB has paid to healthcare providers as compared to library premiums received by CDB, has been extremely high and has continued to rise during recent months. The loss ratio of the true cost plan, also known as the copay plan, is 134%, and the loss ratio for the high deductible health plan, HSA, is 684%. Total loss revenue for CDB is 80 to 85%. The Human Resources Team and Benefits Broker, USI, conducted medical carrier reviews of the most competitive major carriers. Each of the carriers submitted quotes and plans, which were reviewed by our benefits team. Of the quotes received, Custom Design Benefits again offered the best plan designs and the most financially feasible options. After negotiation, due to the sharp rise of the loss ratio, the HDHP is no longer a viable medical plan to offer staff. Currently, less than 1% of staff who are eligible for medical benefits participate in this plan, and the HR benefits team will work closely with them to ensure a smooth transition to the copay plan. The copay plan will have an increase of just under 18%. A comparison of current costs and recommended costs are outlined below. So in the chart, we have what we're currently paying, and then what the new cost would be with employee only, employee spouse, employee and a child, and employee family, and these are monthly costs on the chart.
And those are the monthly employee cost.
Right, monthly employee costs. Although this is an increase, it remains approximately 20% less than most employee contributions were back in 2020. It is recommended that the cost share for contributions remain the same for 2025, employee 8% and employer 92%. The overall increase in medical benefits costs to the library is approximately $770,000 a year. Should medical benefits continue to see a significant increase in cost next year, the cost share model will likely need to shift to greater than an 8% employee contribution. In 2025, we will also focus on building a comprehensive well-being program. As part of this effort and to streamline services, the current teledoc program will be phased out due to low utilization. However, telehealth services will still be available through Custom Design Benefits. The funds used for teledoc will transition to a formal well-being platform that is managed by an outside partner. This program will include customizable resources intended to support staff and their health needs. We will evaluate the effectiveness of the well-being program annually and make adjustments as needed. We recommend that the dental plan cost share remain the same, employee 35%, employer 65%. Our dental plans with Delta Dental will be increasing by 6%. Delta carrier reviews were also conducted to determine the best value for our staff. This year, Delta Dental provided the lowest rates and is again the selected carrier. All other benefit carriers and plan designs will remain the same, as all other rates were quoted at no cost increase for 2025. Open enrollment information will be available through webinars, and our benefits coordinator will be offering individual meetings to staff to discuss specific questions about the plan options. The benefits open enrollment will begin Monday, November 4th. Could I get a motion and second to
I
accept?
move we accept that report.
A second.
Thank you.
Ms. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hendon?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Redden?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
The next section is for information only. Customer Service Appreciation Week. Yesterday, October 7th, marked the start of National Customer Service Week, a time to celebrate those who make exceptional customer service possible. In the recognition of this, the library is hosting a week-long celebration honoring our staff who consistently deliver outstanding service. As an organization that values both external and internal customer service, we invited all team members to join in the festivities with fun activities planned by our staff morale team. That is the end of my report. Back to you, Ms. Reynolds.
Thank you, Ms. Redden. I'm now going to turn things over to Mr. Hendon for the FFFAC.
All right, this report was prepared by Molly Fossey. The Facilities and Finance and Audit Committee met on August 6, 2024 at the main library. Committee Chair Robert Hendon, committee members Nadine L. Allen, Diane Cunningham Redden, and were in attendance along with Board President Greg Olson, staff members Paula Bremheater and Molly DeFosse were also in attendance. It is a recommendation of the committee that the board take the following action. Mount Healthy branch replacement. Received a temporary certificate of occupancy on September 18, 2024. Construction punch list work is ongoing. The shelving installation is currently underway and the furniture is scheduled to be installed over the next few weeks. During October, branch staff will begin shelving materials, and preparing the branch to open. The anticipated ribbon cutting is Sunday, November 2nd, 2024. Now, I need to confirm the following change orders and modify that Mount Healthy Branch GMP for Turner Construction, amount of $25,000. Revision of the 2024 estimate resources and annual appropriations. The general fund, other objects category, which includes the cost of property tax collection, is net against our levy proceeds in the county distribution, was underestimated in the 2024 budget. This is primarily a result of uncertainty among the final costs of the library for election-related expenses in November 2023. Now, confirm the following change to account to decrease the purchase and contracted services category to offset the needed increase in other objects category. It's from the general fund. Other expenses increased by $172,000. Purchase and contracted services decreased by $172,000. Net change was zero. Now, resolution accepting tax levy amount and rate. Hamilton County Auditor Jessica Miranda has forwarded to county fiscal officers following resolution for acceptance of 2025 tax levy rates and amounts. Resolution is to be approved by a roll call vote and returned to the auditor before October 24, 2024. Resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorize the tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Board of Trustees, Rev Code, Section 5705.34. Whereas the Board of Trustees of the Hamilton County Public Library, in accordance with provisions of law, has previously adopted a tax budget for the next succeeding fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2025. And whereas the Budget Commission of Hamilton County, Ohio has certified this action, they're on the board together with this estimate from the Hamilton County Auditor at the rate of each tax necessary will be levied by this board, and what part thereof is without and what part within the 10 mil limitation. Therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Cincinnati Hamilton County Public Library that the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission in its certification be and at the same are hereby accepted, and be it further resolved that there be and is hereby levied on the tax duplicate of said joint district the rate of each tax necessary to be levied within and without the 10 mil limitation as follows. All right, then there's a bunch of numbers in very small print
Bunch of zeros.
that I can't read.
Can we just refer to Schedule A?
All right, resolved that the clerk and the board be, and it's hereby directed to certify a copy of the resolution to the county auditor for Hamilton County. Now, I need a motion and a second for those items.
I move that we adopt, accept.
Second.
Okay. Ms. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hendon?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Olson?
Yes.
Ms. Redden?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
All right, now for information only. Main Library project update. The library, along with a team from Turner Construction, Chaplain with CMTA and Donovan Energy, continues evaluating options for replacing or upgrading several mechanical components of the main north library building. And are all at the end of their life, which includes the chiller, cooling tower, and electrical components. We're also considering updating the lighting fixtures in the main library. The overall cost of this project is estimated between $7 and $9 million, and we'll have more detail in December. After thorough exploration of installing solar panels in the main library, we have determined it is cost prohibitive at this time. We intend to continue the interconnection application process in the event new information will become available. Now, the Cheviot branch, accessibility, maintenance, and renovation. In August 2024, the board approved a GMP exclusive CMR fee and CMR contingency equal to or less than $3,500,000 with a projected budget of $4,950,000. The actual GMP is $3,308,770. And the overall project budget remains the same at $4,950,000. Branch closed in early September and construction is underway. Sims Township Branch Renovation Addition. In August 2024, the board approved an early demolition of GMP exclusive of CMR and CMR fee contingency equal to or less than $400,000. The actual GMP is $397,305. Last day for in-building services at the current branch was Saturday, October 5th, and the last day of drive-through service was Sunday, October 12th, 1924. The temporary location will open for service on October 12th, 2024. The construction documents are scheduled to be completed October 11th, 2024. And turn will move quickly. The bidding process and the final GMP will be reported at the December 24 board meeting. Now, 2024 parking lot repair replacements. In August 2024, the board approved a GMP inclusive of CMR and fee and CMR contingency equal to or less than $1,350,000 with a projected budget of $1,635,000. The actual GMP is $960,723, and the overall projected budget remains the same as $1,635,000. New Forest Park branch. Isn't this branch beautiful?
It's beautiful.
The branch held a wonderful opening celebration on September 14, 2024. The director's report includes more details. We're working on a final punch list and closeout items. Miami Township Cleves property purchase. The due diligence process on the property was completed in September. Closing has been scheduled for October 11th. We have not scheduled a time for the branch replacement project. Ongoing FMP implementation, life cycle replacement planning. We have continued to evaluate opportunities and explore design possibilities in Avondale. The architect and construction manager are working on cost estimates for several options. We continue to search for a temporary place in the event we need to completely close the branch. The library has continued working with our partners on options for the Delhi branch in accordance with the original FMP timeline of 2026 and 2027 implementation. We include township officials and the community in these design options development. Potential property purchase. The board went into executive session to purchase to ORC 121.22G2 to discuss the opportunity to purchase property for the replacement library.
And I have one clarification. That should say the committee went into executive session, not the board.
Yeah, the committee.
Yeah.
It says board though.
Yeah, but it should say committee.
And that concludes my report.
Thanks, Mr. Linden.
Welcome, Mr. Olson.
Judge Allen, would you take
Yes.
the operations report from here?
Thank you. I'm Chair of the Operations Committee, and Robert Hendon and Colleen Reynolds also serve. And I want to thank Kathy Bach right here, our Public Services Director, for this outstanding report. And we start with our featured manager, Sean Davidson, Senior Branch Manager of Forest Park. Sean Davidson is the Senior Branch Manager at the Forest Park Branch, where he has worked since 2016. He earned his master's degree in library science at Indiana University and his undergraduate degree in telecommunications at Ball State University. Before becoming manager at Forest Park, Sean managed the Price Hill Branch. He held positions at the Boone County Public Library and the Indianapolis Marion County Public Library prior to working at CHPL. Sean is passionate about supporting the development of leaders, as he has mentored several new and aspiring managers through the new leader orientation program and the Leaders of Tomorrow program. He serves on the Board of Trustees of the American Sign Museum. Is he here? We're going to hear from him today. There he is. I meant to say, I'm looking around, I was reading, and so I know he's here somewhere. There you are. Okay, turning it over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to thank the Board of Trustees for having me today and for holding today's meeting at our new Forest Park branch. The building you are in now started its journey in 2019 when the initial phase of the facilities master plan took place with community engagement sessions across Hamilton County. From the start, it was clear that Forest Park and the surrounding areas were engaged and fully committed to having a next-generation library facility here in their backyard. From site selection to brainstorming building design, attendees at the community sessions to follow were progressive and forward-thinking in their vision for the new library. The groundbreaking ceremony took place on May 25th, 2023, and just 16 months later, the branch located here at 660 Northland Boulevard opened on September 14th, 2024. And as Paula mentioned, 55 years to the day after the original Forest Park branch opened to the public. Library customers enjoyed crafts, music, performances from local Winton Woods marching band and cheerleaders, story times, and food trucks. As Paul also mentioned, the grand opening had 2,833 attendees, and that's one day. One day was the visit count. 90 customers signed up for library cards, and 954 items were checked out. The 26,440 square foot facility features new makerspace equipment, spaces to gather and meet, exciting kids space and play equipment, a teen space for studying and gaming, a convenient drive-through, ample parking, and much more. The customer response, as you can imagine, has been overwhelmingly positive. The shared community space is consistently in use, with customers of all ages working and socializing at the booths, tables, and in the private study rooms. Families gather at all hours in the new kids space, and the sound of surprise when they look up to see the kaleidoscope in the tree never gets old. Comments we have received include, the library is so open and bright with bright colors. I love the natural light. I feel calm when I walk in. I feel like I'm in a different city. I don't have to drive downtown anymore to use the makerspace. And maybe most of all is you brought the welcoming feeling of the old branch into this new space. I'd like to thank everyone who was involved, including you, the Board of Trustees, in making this grand opening possible. I'd also like to give a special thank you to the team here at Forest Park who shelved books, planned activities, and learned about so much new technology to ensure that we were ready to open for our community. And we are just getting started with what will be possible in this new environment. Thank you all for your time. I'm happy to answer questions you may have about the branch and our recent opening. And before you leave, I have some
Another
goodies
gift.
we made.
More goodies.
So some limited edition made by branch
Can you
manager.
sign it? Yeah.
Sean Davidson made, handmade. Tote bags, we've
I
got
love-
buttons.
okay.
We made bookmarks on the laser
All
engraver.
right, you did.
So a lot of special things that we're able to do with this branch. So thank you again.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yay.
Judge Allen, if I can also just thank Sean. Some of you may have been here on the day that we opened, and we had just a little bit of a mic failure right at the end when Sean came up to speak, and he did a wonderful job of amping up the crowd without a mic, so he's our new
All
hype guy.
right.
So thank you, Sean. Yes, yes.
Wonderful skill set. Thank you. And now, about the Forest Park branch. The new recently opened Forest Park Branch Library discussed earlier in the director's report features a variety of makerspace equipment, spaces and rooms to gather and meet, an exciting kids area with play equipment, a teen space for studying and gaming, a convenient drive-through, ample parking, and more. Developed with the strong community input, the branch is a great example of our next-generation library. Automated external defibrillators, AEDs, installment completed. As mentioned in previous board reports, we have identified the goal of installing automated external defibrillators from now on, AEDs, at all our locations, and we're pleased to report this project has been completed. This initiative underscores CHPL's commitment to creating safe and welcoming environments for everyone and makes a significant difference in enhancing safety. Partnership with the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. The 2 South Department has partnered with the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center and their exhibit, the Negro Motorist Green Book, to record oral histories around the realities of African-American travel in mid-century America. The oral histories can be viewed on YouTube, where they are accessible to all. Depth of Field, the universe of the daguerreotype exhibit. The 2 South Department has curated an exhibit that is part of the Photo Focus Biennial, using Fontaine and Porter's 1848 Cincinnati riverfront panorama as a focal point. The exhibit discusses not only the human stories that continue to surface and inform, but also the chemical processes within the plates themselves that impact their preservation. The exhibit can be viewed in the Catherine C. and Thomas E. Story Center on 2 South until November 1st. Blank 2024, from October 16th through the 20th. We will participate in Blank 2024, one of the largest light, air, art, and projection mapping events in the nation. On Wednesday, October 16th, from 6:30 to 7:30, Phronesis Light Sculpture Dedication on the main library, South Plaza, 800 Vine Street. Phronesis is part of the Blink Festival this year and is highlighted on the festival map. The main Library South building is extending operations hours into each Blink Festival evening from October 17th through October 20th to be accessible to the community on the first floor of the South building. We will have light-up craft activities on the plazas. Hours are Thursday through Saturday, 11 p.m., and on Sunday until 10 p.m. Events and lifelong learning, youth services retreats, developmental assets. This October, we are excited to provide an opportunity for staff to look more closely at the vital role they play in helping youth thrive. We will be hosting 2 youth service retreats that focus on the Search Institute's Developmental Assets Framework and Developmental Relationships Framework. National Chemistry Week, October 20th through the 26th. For more than 20 years, CHPL has been partnering with volunteers from the American Chemical Society's Cincinnati chapter to host chemistry demonstrations for youth during National Chemistry Week. This year, 23 branches will be celebrating picture-perfect chemistry with exciting hands-on activities focusing on photography and imaging. Additional upcoming programs and events, October the 9th, Know Your Ballot. Be ready, be informed, and be empowered with the League of Women Voters Price Hill branch. October 10th, Tax Tips for College at the Covedale branch. October 14th, Signing Play Group, Westwood branch. October 18th, Decoding Your Payroll Check, West End branch. October 9th, I might attend that one. October 19th, So You Want to Start a Food Truck, Forest Park branch. Be prepared to have hundreds, I've told the ones that Urban League has provided with this packed with people, so it'll be a very well-attended event. October 25th, Funk Not Fight with Bootsy Collins Foundation, followed by Bootsy's celebration of his newest single, and I'll be there.
That's at the main library, yes, yeah. Right, good.
November 2nd, Nature in Our Neighborhood presents Gardening with Natives for Nature, Pleasant Ridge branch, and November 12th, Memory Cafe, Senior Strength and Balance Harrison branch. Thank you. That is the end of the report, and I pass this back to you, President Gregory
And
Olson.
Greg, I think Kathy has a quick update
Oh,
about Blake,
Kathy has
some
it.
late
Okay, Kathy.
breaking.
Well, Kathy's a
additional
TV
news.
star, a YouTube star. Did you see her?
Well, thank you.
And it was on, and
Kathy,
2
take the
stories
floor.
about
Yeah, sure.
It's all
Just
yours.
some quick breaking news about the Blink, the activities. In addition to the activities that we are having and hosting, we are also hosting roof of the main library will be used for an installation that'll be projected onto the Kroger building. Yeah.
Yes.
When news breaks in, we break out.
Yeah, that's
That's awesome.
It would be very
Yeah,
cool,
it'd
and
be
we want to make sure that the library and the work that Molly and her facilities team and Kathy and her operations team, because it's going to be on Kroger, but everyone
Yeah.
should know it's coming from the
Coming from the
library.
library.
So
Yeah.
Just a little
Awesome.
FYI.
Awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean, too. The mayor, well, I guess we should also thank the city council and the mayor of Forest Park for being a part of helping pull all this together. I mean, the mayor's Aaron Brown, I believe. And he called this a combination of mid-century modern and mountain. And I think he nailed it. I really feel like it's
Yeah.
airy and lots of light. And,
Very, very, very.
lots of, and you know, just the different materials in here really make you feel that way. So thanks to the city of Forest Park as well, and great job. Yeah, we're really thrilled to be here today. So thank you, retired Judge Allen. I think we're going to turn it over to Ms. Reynolds, presenting for Mr. Chris Harding for the strategy report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Olson. This report was prepared by Michelle Matthews and Tara Kressler, so thank you both. Starting with Adopt a Class, members of our library senior leadership team are working with Adopt a Class to adopt 2 fifth-grade classes at Sailor Park Elementary School this year. Founded in 2003, Adopt a Class is a nonprofit organization with the vision of Greater Cincinnati, where all students have access to caring adults who expose them to the breadth of life and career experiences so they can unleash their full potential. More than 160 businesses and community groups are serving over 6,750 students in the Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area. SLT members will spend 1 hour per month from October through May mentoring
Wow.
students. That's awesome.
An hour per month.
Mission All In, Warming Cincinnati. We are partnering with Turner Construction and Holden Hands for our 4th collaborative coat, winter clothing, and resource drive at Main Library North Plaza on October 31st. Happy Halloween. We will present Warming Cincy, a coat, hat, gloves, scarves, socks, and clothing drive and resource fair. The 513 Relief Bus will provide free medical checkups and free birth certificates. Also, many community resource organizations will be on hand to connect community members to a wide variety of resources, including health, mental health, addiction, and other community resources. Turner and Holden Hands will provide snacks and lunch. Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority, or CMHA for short, new portal. CMHA is going paperless, and residents are required to use a new internet portal for all CMHA transactions. In response to the notification letters sent to residents, customers began coming to library locations to help with obtaining an email address, registering on the portal, and assistance navigating the website. We worked with CMHA
That's just
administration,
awesome. Okay.
send CMHA staff to
Again.
various library locations for customer support with this process. CMHA has also staffed computer lab at their main office located at 1088 West Liberty Street that residents can go to for assistance. Urban League Social Justice Center, our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Engagement Department, the Avondale Branch Library, and the Urban League Holman Center for Social Justice have partnered to develop a community conversation for youth entitled Literature, Liberation, and Librarianship, featuring Black leaders from CHPL on October 3rd. Members of the CHPL team will share, or did share, their vision of leadership and how they impact the community. Youth in attendance will discover the power of reading as a tool for advocacy and the intersection of liberation, literature, and librarianship, and leave with a library card, new goals such as visiting your local library or reading an article in the Cincinnati Herald, and a free book for the first 50 people registered, graciously provided by the Urban League of Greater Cincinnati. How'd it go?
It was very well. Tiffany, Carter? Tiffany, our branch manager at Avondale, helped spearhead the event, and we had participation from Michael Guest and from Sandra Presley, and they all presented. It was a very well-attended event, and there were adults in attendance as well.
That's great.
And
Thank
Kaya
you.
Burden, too.
And Kaya,
Yeah,
yes.
they did a great job. It was very well received.
Yes,
Kaya.
Kaya from Loveland.
Great news.
She's at Loveland now.
Okay. very
Thank you.
good.
Voting information. Happy first day of early voting.
Yeah.
As part of our strategic priority of providing reliable information, customers can locate important information on the upcoming November election at Voting Information Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library, or chpl.org. Customers and staff can find important dates, voter registration forms, check voter registration, online voter resources, poll worker applications, and other important information. YWCA USA Youth Y Vote. On September 7th, we hosted the YWCA USA and the YWCA Greater Cincinnati, presenting a virtual town hall, Why Women Vote at the Downtown Main Library and the Price Hill Branch Library. The town hall is designed to encourage youth voters to let their voices be heard, feel their power, and to encourage youth to shape our future. Juvenile Justice Center Reading Enrichment Program. On September 2nd, Outreach delivered the first collection of books to the Hamilton County Juvenile Justice Center, and on September 17th, library staff completed the first book talks with 2 sections or pods of young men. Outreach will deliver and retrieve new books each month, and the library staff will conduct book talks on the 3rd Tuesday of each month. The youth requested books on Cincinnati history, legal topics, and money and finance. It's awesome. Resource Thursdays began in September to connect customers with community resources they need most. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., community partners set up in the computer center in 1 North to assist library customers with resources such as legal help and information, health services, and addiction recovery support. A few of the partnering organizations include Hamilton County Clerk of Courts Help Center, Independence Alliance, and Hamilton County Quick Response Team. GIFU University professors visit an ESOL class. On Friday, September 13th, Professors Hiromi Tanaka from the University of Shizuoka and Satsumi Toru from GIFU University visited the intermediate ESOL class at the main library. As a part of our sister city relationship with GIFU, these visiting education professors who specialize in ESL introduction in Japan bring students to Cincinnati annually. During their visit, they observed how English is taught in a multilingual classroom setting and actively participated in this session. They also toured the library and expressed admiration for the role public libraries play here, saying it was different from Japan, as libraries here function as vibrant community hubs offering much more than books. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thanks, Ms. Reynolds. So I will turn things back over to Ms. Reynolds for the technology
In case you were
reports.
tired of hearing my voice.
No, we want to hear more.
Today's
Never.
report,
Just
as
never.
always, prepared by Holbrook Sample. Thank you, Holbrook. All right, Books by the Banks update on Saturday, November 16th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the first time in its 16-year history. Books by the Banks will be held at the main library. 125 authors will be available to talk about, sign, and sell their books in the atrium and on the second floor at the top of the social stair. There will be activities and events for kids and teens, a full slate of author panels, and a pop-up book talk area. The pivot to the library has meant developing different resources to cover the festival's needs. Running the festival will require the work of about 100 people, mostly from CHPL, but also several volunteers from partner organizations.
I have a question about that. Is the time to sign up to do that past? So our authors can still sign up?
I'll hook you up with the link.
Okay, thank you. Because I know somebody who's interested.
So fun. Yeah, good.
Did you see Holbrook when there was mention of more help? Yes, of course.
Oh, this
He
is
hopped
such a
to
big
it.
deal. I mean,
Yeah,
we've been
it's really
talking
big.
about this for a long time.
Yes.
If folks don't remember the reason this is moving also is because of the renovation of the convention center. All right, Distribution Center
Oh, that's
5-year
right.
anniversary.
Okay.
The library's Distribution Center, DC, was opened on September 4th, 2019 in Queensgate. Less than 6 months later, operations at the facility were suspended as the COVID-19 pandemic struck, showing great resilience in taking advantage of the space and layout compared to the previous operations in the basement of the main library. The DC got back to work promptly, providing the materials, which are in such high demand in our communities. The October board statistical highlight offers a snapshot of the large quantity of work accomplished to get materials into customers' hands. We plan to offer an internal open house later in the fall to celebrate 5 years in the DC and offer our many newer staff a chance to see the DC operations firsthand. Self-check and point-of-sale rollout update. As of October 1st, we're halfway through the system-wide rollout of new self-check machines and their accompanying new point-of-sale stations. Led by computer services, the installations have required cooperation from all of IT, facilities, marketing, shipping, service, as well as from our vendor partners, Biblioteca and TBS. The rollout will be complete by the end of November. And that concludes my report. Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thanks again, Ms. Reynolds.
As if on cue.
Yeah,
So
right?
we will turn it over to Ms. Lewis for the development report.
All right, thank you for preparing this, Stacy Dennison. Thank you. The Development Office, the library hosted the 5th Mary S. Stern Lecture on September 25th at the Aronoff Center for the Arts with award-winning author David Gran. The audience was mesmerized by Gran and was able to participate in a book signing following the lecture. The library has been the grateful recipient of significant gifts from Ellen and Ross Byington to support the Jean Alva Goldsmith Trust and from Kathy Weinrich for outreach services. The Library Foundation. The foundation hosted over 100 donors and community leaders at the sneak peek of the Forest Park branch on September 13th. Response to the new branch was spectacular, especially from the donor who helped support the new children's area playscape through their Befriend a Branch gifts. The employee giving campaign to the foundation launched on September 15th and runs through October 12th. Many thanks to Paula Brimheger's $5,000 challenge match to incentivize gifts to the Library Foundation. Way to go, Paula.
Thank you. I think we met it already.
Oh, good. The Library Foundation was the grateful recipient of significant gifts from Susan and Joseph Pichler to create a new endowed fund that supports literacy programs, and also from Julie Beatty, Thomas Breed, Helen and Stephen Reinsberg, Dennis and Patricia Worthen, Naomi Tucker, Gerwin, Janice and Tom Forte, and David J. Yee. Friends of the Public Library. The Friends participated in the annual Cincinnati Bookstore Crawl, which took place October 4th through 6th. Early indications are that this has been a success, with many customers taking part in visiting the Friends bookstore. Anderson Township Library Association, ATLA. ATLA's annual holiday and nearly new book sale is scheduled for November 7th through 9th at the Anderson Township Library.
Thanks, Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
So I think we're going to need a motion and a voice vote for the approval of the consent items.
I move to approve the consent items.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Are we ready to adjourn? I would like to just make a statement, maybe a moment of silence for the folks who are in the path of Hurricane
Yeah.
Milton. And all those folks who are going to be impacted.
Friends trying to get out.
So if you're inclined to pray or just a moment of silence, and we also want a moment of silence for all the folks who are impacted by Hurricane Helene.
It's awful.
And any family members, that are very close to us, that lost loved ones. And, so. Thank you all, and thank you, the folks at Waycross, for putting this on TV for us today. So, last, a motion to adjourn with a voice vote to approve.
I have one quick announcement
All right.
before we adjourn. Just wanted to let folks know, if you read the news, you may have heard this already, but I am on the short list to potentially be appointed to Cincinnati City Council. That decision is going to be made in the next 48 hours, and if it does happen, thank you. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. If you haven't been following Cincinnati politics, a very prominent member of Cincinnati City Council got a huge government appointment, a presidential appointment to go work in HUD. And so he left very quickly, and the decision is up to one member of council. Councilmember Mika Owens gets to make this choice. So it's been about 12 days since this has all happened. But I did want to let you know that if it does happen, it obviously will mean this is my last board meeting. So I will keep you posted. I hope to see you again in either capacity, but didn't want folks to be surprised. And since I won't get to formally resign, if that does happen. If it doesn't happen, I've been really grateful for the thought exercise that this has been for me personally. And will continue to serve on the library board. So either way.
But if it does happen, we're thankful for all the work you've done.
Thank you very
especially
much.
during the levy last year.
And
Yes.
well, we wish you the best.
Thank you very
We wish you the great luck with that.
Thanks. Just wanted to be transparent.
Yeah, well, we do appreciate that as well.
Cool. Thanks.
Any other remarks for the good of the order? Okay, then let's move on to a motion to, and a voice vote for the approval, no, excuse me, a motion to adjourn with a voice vote to approve.
I move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.